Hey, what's up guys? My name's Joe. Today's video seems rather common sense. At least that's what the title may lead you to believe. However, it is not. This video is for people who are trying out new products for the first time or they're not used to them very much. Here's some simple tips and tricks to be able to get the most out of your new product and be able to understand if it's something that really works for your hair or maybe not. So I'm starting out with the basics. I've got 4 tips of those, and then I've got 2 tips of just my own personal experience on what you might find helpful. Let's kick it off with the basics. So you've picked up a new product and you want to test it out. Always test out a product when it's the first time you're using it on clean hair. That way you're gonna get a fair understanding of how that product works. Because if you apply it to dirty hair and it's mixing with your own hair oils and then you blame the product for being too heavy for your hair, is that really the product's fault or is that your fault for being a filthy, smelly man? You know, who knows? Apply it to clean hair so you can find out. Next tip, when you take the product out of the jar, do not just dab it straight into your hair and then start mixing it up.
I think that's a really good look for people to follow.
This whole video is about how to apply hair products, so. Okay, that's good. You can stop it. You gotta mix it up in your hands first, emulsify it all the way so you get an even coating on both hands. I used to simply take product out and then just put it in my hair and try to mix it in my hair. That's gonna result in gobs of junk in just sections rather than it being coated out properly. That's how I achieved this hairstyle, and that was pretty much my daily look for a number of years. It's not bad, I just could have, you know, done it a little bit better. Next tip, when you apply the product to your hair after you've emulsified it completely in your hands, it's very important to get an even coating all over your hair. Not only everywhere around your head, but also down into the roots, because getting product down into the roots is what's going to make a difference between a hairstyle lasting for a couple hours and a hairstyle lasting all day. Coat them roots, you'll be good to go. And now the 4th tip under the basics category, always start with less product and apply more as necessary. So you want to start out with a little bit. If you need a bit more hold, take a little bit more, get it through there, but do not just go straight in for a huge massive amount. If you add too much product, it'll do one of 2 things. First of all, it might weigh your hair down later on in the day, because if you apply too much, that's product buildup, it gets heavy, your hair flops. And unless you want your hair to look like this, which I mean some people do, if you're doing that on purpose it's fine, but if you want it to stay up, apply less, add more as necessary. The second thing that might happen is that your hair might become over excessively sticky, making it impossible for you to run your hands through it. Imagine if you take a rock and then you dip it and coat it in loads of honey, it's just a hard, sticky mess and it's impossible to work with. So that could happen if you're not careful. Okay, so those were the basics, and now just a few tips that have come from my own personal observation and experience in my lifetime. Alright, so what I'm about to say next may be the difference maker between you liking a product and you disliking a product. It's that life-changing, trust me. After you finish applying a product to your hair, it's almost guaranteed that you're gonna have to wait at least between 10 to 30 minutes for that product to set in and act how it's going to act for the rest of the day. In fact, I used to discard products, throw products away because I thought that they were too sticky or too heavy or too, something bad. As soon as I applied it, I put it in, I'm like, this doesn't really work, doesn't let me move it around. But I guarantee that if you just let that product sit in and settle down, it's going to work with your hair a lot easier than it did as soon as you applied it. And if it doesn't, just throw it away, it's a bad product. Okay, now I'm gonna touch on blow dryers. Are there still guys out there who aren't using blow dryers? Because if so, you need to get on that. The best way to save products and to get a longer lasting hold is to use a blow dryer. I remember being really hesitant the first time that I was planning on buying a blow dryer, because I was like, am I really gonna use it? And the answer is yes. Every day. Before you blow dry, you could use some kind of pre-styler, something light, something that adds a bit of hold, a bit of control. I recommend Original by Blumaan, obviously. And when you finish blow drying, you can add your finishing product to set your hair in place. And I recommend Original by Blumaan, obviously. Orders will be opening again soon. I'll let you guys know exactly when I know, probably within the next week. Okay, so there's obviously exceptions to when you might not want to use a blow dryer. First one is if you're using a pomade, that kind of comes down to personal preference. Some people prefer not to use a blow dryer if they're using pomade, to go for like slick backs or pompadours. Second time is if you have super easy to control hair and you simply don't need a blow dryer. Yes, I'm looking at you, Mr. Jordan O'Brien. That's not very fair. If your hair listens to you without having to use a blow dryer, that's fine. You know, don't use one. However, I am not so lucky, and if I want a good style, I have to use a blow dryer before any product, and that's just life. I'm okay with it. All right, guys, and with those 6 tips, this video is conclusive. This video is concluded. The video's ending. Thank you guys for always sticking around, watching my videos, clicking the like button. And guess I will see you everyone next week. I've got social media links like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter in the description down below. You can go check them out. See you next time. Bye bye.